John, that's fucking terrible.
Yes.
I gave it a pause. I gave it a pause to give you the gravitas. Look at that! We've gone back in time. Craig is on the show.
Hello.
OG.
Welcome back to 1999.
Yep. I've just got my SX350. Where is it?
That was a great board.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I've actually got some, a 330.
When a limelight pylon comes up and it's got an SX350, I go a bit.
And the zeros.
I wish I didn't have to get new discs and pads.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
the
wish I didn't have to be an adult.
Yeah, I wish I didn't have a mortgage.
I haven't got one.
Oh, John,
Still trying.
your life's changing forever.
Hello.
Hello. Shall I do my big start?
Welcome to the Ideal Home Show.
Is the buffet open?
Buffet car on carriage B. That's buffet cars on carriage B.
Let's hear it, Richard.
Okay, let's do it. Okay. I don't give shitty jobs. If a good man comes to me and says, David, thank you for the continued support and opportunities, but I'm looking for the next thing. Okay, welcome to the Ideal Home Show, episode 127. Heat Not Burn Flux is the title.
You wanker.
It was a little Easter egg for the diehards.
Good one.
Amongst us. It's the show tonight is without Rick, sadly, from modmaker.co.uk. He has he's done a substitution to bring in Gary. Does anyone remember Gary? Formerly of the Ideal Home Show. What did you do? What did you do, Craig? About 90 shows?
90, 96, 95,
96 shows.
Yeah.
A veteran, Brad. Wait till you get to that number, Brad.
You pulled out just a little bit too early.
Come on. What are you talking about, veteran? Look at this fucking face.
I know, but look at what's happened to you.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like a war veteran.
I'm just going to find the show on YouTube. So I've got
Yes. So you can hit that like button. So we've got Craig standing in for Rick. James can't be here tonight, but do not worry. We still have a Travava.
That's right.
We have what will be the most lackluster Travava ever.
No,
As Rick usually shows the pictures and James usually does the talking. It'll be something to behold. It'll be something to behold. So stay tuned for that. Obviously no mod showcase, but we do have a cracking troll of the week this week. I've received several trolls from fellow Omies, so that'll be cool. Brad's back. Daddy Brad.
Yes.
Our father. He looks like a father as well now. Coffee and looking a little tighter than usual.
You feel free to use the word haggard because that's the
Yeah, you're so good looking, Brad. It's you're never going to be quite there.
You've got. I think Brad's got to kick off with the how his hair is like that story. You didn't hear it, Richard.
So I'll should I wait for my round?
Wait for your round.
I'll come to you now, Brad. I'll come to you now. On tonight's show, we've got some very spectacular vape drama / news. Yes, you can, John. We're going to talk about a lot of things in the vaping world, news, stuff like that. There's going to be a heck of a lot of squonking on tonight's show. Maybe a bit of pumping later on. We're going to be doing Troll of the Week and Travava. So stay tuned. It's going to be very special, but way more special than anything we could possibly do tonight is what Brad did just under a week ago. Brad, how has your week been?
7 days ago.
How has your week been? What are you vaping? What are you drinking? What did you have for lunch? How many times have you changed your t-shirt in the last 4 days. And yeah, just talk us through it, mate.
Oh, and one other one. How many times have you nearly thrown up?
That's actually been easy. None. I've come off very lucky with the smell of them, so they don't bug me at all. But t-shirts, I've like camera doesn't show it on black, but this is basically just sick, and everything down here is basically just urine.
Nice.
Yeah. I get it. I get negativity on reviews for having like Freddy's snot on my t-shirts and stuff like that, and it's like I'm not going to apologize for having a real life.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not my fault that all other reviewers don't.
Like, if people haven't realized I'm lazy by now, it's too late. Like, I'm not washing 3 shirts a day because my baby dropped this much sick on it. Okay, this much 10 times.
Yeah.
But this much. It can wait.
Yeah. It'll happen again.
I've had an absolutely fabulous week. I'm surviving on caffeine, nicotine in varying quantities. I have taken a page out of John's book and severely upped my neck.
Yes, good man.
Having a kid sent me from 3 milligram to 45 milligram.
Yes.
So I could literally walk out of the house, have 2 puffs, I'm done, and go back in. Because I have given up vaping in the house. Thursday night, the office is my safe vape space. But
Yeah, that's the same setup I've got.
This little guy, I still don't know what it is. I know it's got the letters L and C on it.
What is it?
I've never seen it ever.
No, you
I
mean,
got it from Ash.
you mean it's the same setup as your office, I think.
Oh, set up at the office.
Yeah. I'm allowed in my office.
I'm not actually awake. So
And then after bedtime, I'm in the living room, and that's all right.
All right. I thought you were talking about this little thing. I picked up this pod device.
What is it? Did it not say on anywhere?
It just says LC.
Does that hold it up to the camera again? Is that the whole mod?
That's the whole thing.
Somebody's saying it.
Oh, to vape out. Well, we do know it's a stealth something. Someone's going to tell us.
Le carte, apparently.
Yeah, it's got Le Carte written on the corner.
Nice one, Steve.
It's a 2 mil pod.
Wow. You got a replaceable coil or anything funky?
Not that I've. Where's the right side? No, you'd have a seriously hard time replacing this coil. But I'm sure someone will try.
Yes.
Someone in chat can try and let me know if they get it right. I'll give it a bash.
Just want to check for Mark. Is that loud enough, Mark?
That's fine. That's fine. He's fussy, isn't he?
He is.
This has been my setup for the whole week, basically. But I have got the old trustworthy. And in that, I have white gummy, as always.
Nice.
And in here, I actually have changed. It's gone. It was on my desk. I have no idea what I have. I'm just going to go with there's 45 milligram in here, and I don't know what it is anymore. I'm going to be that guy on the show that fucking stops midway through a sentence because I can't remember what I was talking about anymore.
Yeah, love it. I love it.
But to end off my segment, John wants me to announce how I ended up with my new
I told my wife downstairs.
I decided I needed a haircut, and I couldn't make up my mind. So I walked into the hairdresser 10 o'clock this morning with a photograph of John. And I said to them, that's the haircut I want. Okay, cool. And this is what they gave me.
That's the funniest thing.
Damn it. Missed it. I've got tea.
I love you. So
What did you just drop in your tea?
No, I've got my Yorkshire pudding, beef, red wine.
One more look at it, Craig. Sorry, we were on Brad.
There we go.
Yorkshire pudding, red wine. And where did you get that from?
I got it from Marks and Spencer's.
Yeah.
Bringing a bit of class back to the
You,
shop.
you posh bastard.
Yep, I'm bringing sexy back to the shop.
You leave the show and all of a sudden you up your standards.
Yeah. It's kind of like I've been putting weight on since I've stopped doing the show.
How was it? I was genuinely expecting. What was it? Were they called dirty fries? Or
Yeah, I had that. But no, I've got them in the fridge. It was a toss-up. So yeah, I've got them. Anyway.
Where were we, Brad? What's it like being a dad, Brad?
It's absolutely amazing. The silly little thing. She does nothing but eat, sleep, cry, shit, and not necessarily in that order.
Yeah.
But the tiny little moments in between where she smiles at you, or which is primarily when she's farting or shitting, or when she makes little noises. It's absolutely amazing, completely worth it.
It's spooky, that instant connection you've got, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, completely. Natalie, bless her, she's been absolutely amazing. She's already up and about and running around and going for walks. And we took our daughter for a walk in the park yesterday. It's a different world. It's certainly not a side of the world I expected to be involved in anytime soon.
Yeah. Life changing is thrown about too easy, isn't it? But it very much is.
It doesn't actually fully explain it.
Yeah.
It's been very special.
John, do you fancy coming down the pub?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
We're just going to sit here and talk about our kids.
What do you need to do? Is that it all, or do you need to throw it over then? Have you done all your
Well, I
bits?
was just going to ask you a question about the cart. It's
Yeah.
called the Cart Pod by J Well, is what you've got.
Yeah,
No.
French guys, isn't it?
Is it a mouth to lung or is it not?
It's extraordinarily close to a mouth to lung.
Say no.
I'm really hoping that the V2 is called Le Horse.
It's
It would be the
more
car
than-
before the horse.
Don't set me off tonight, Craig. I've been looking really professional on this.
it's a hell of a lot more than a restricted mouth to lung, but it's not fully mouth to lung. Because I can.
No, I'm out. I just got it up. I was going to order one. And I'm like, nah, don't want it.
It does look like you're vaping your wallet.
Yes, it feels like I'm vaping
Like an iPhone 3.
Renault old school car key.
Yeah.
It was actually my second Renault, the Renault Megane. That's what this thing reminds me of.
Yeah, I was going to say Renault Clio. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the car I had, the Clio.
Yeah, it's they were one of the first to do keyless entry, weren't they?
Yeah, that's my car that burst into flames.
God, we're middle aged.
He's not. He's pretending to be. Brad's young.
I was born grumpy enough to be a 50-year-old, so it counts.
Right, throw it over.
Throw it over then.
Right. I'm going to throw it over to our guest.
Jesus.
Who's that one?
I'm going to complicate it slightly and say, what the fuck have you been up to?
Okay.
Because we missed you.
What have I had for lots of teas?
What have you had for lots of teas? What have you been drinking? What have you... We know you've been eating M&S, you
Yeah.
bastard.
Wow.
And... Yeah, come, chew. Hello.
Sorry.
Did we give you a frat then, John?
Yeah, Mod fainted.
Yeah, what I've been doing.
We miss you.
Real life shit. Really.
So there's a habit of sneaking up on you.
Yeah, I just wanted to change, really. So it's kind of, it seemed like a pretty good time we'd been through the vaping season, so I just did that and then played a lot of chess. Currently playing shit, but kind of enjoying doing the studying, so that's kind of pretty good. And then other than that, yeah, just getting my head back into doing a lot more work. So
Do you get better by playing or better by learning?
I think it's you get better by playing more than you do by learning. But there are certain things that you kind of need to learn that help you to get to the position where you can kind of play.
Right.
So yeah, so just doing that really, and going to spend the summer studying quite a bit more, and then next year I'm not going to be captaining our team at the moment. We got relegated, which is great.
Oh, you have been playing bad.
Yeah, but I mean, we've had good fun because we've nearly all of the matches this year have been in a pub, so it's kind of like, you know, they get there and everybody just gets a pint, sits down, has a laugh, loses, and then goes home.
So basically you traded in us, which is a virtual pub, for a real pub.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
Yeah, and I like them.
We feel the love.
Yeah.
Jimmy Parker's worried that there's a lack of doors behind you. Drawers, I should say.
Oh, drawers. They're still...
Oh, they're there.
They're still
10
there.
o'clock, people.
Craig did say he was getting fatter. He's just blocking them out completely.
I mean...
No, that's fine, mate. That's fine.
We saw you. We saw you
Saw you
like
at
2
Jam.
weeks
You were the
ago.
same. You were the same.
Yeah, but I just want to say thank you to everybody in chat that's kind of saying hello, Craig, and shit. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird because I'd still watch the show, so I'd sit here and then I'd start shouting things at the screen, kind of like. And then, but what was really spooky was the last couple of times it's kind of like I've shouted them, and then John's gone and said exactly what I was thinking. It was kind of like,
Hey,
it's really weird. So yeah, so doing that, and then what I've been vaping on. I have been vaping on. Well, the new bits that I've kind of got. We'll start one. First of all, Saint Simon of Sawyers sent me over a billet box.
Those are pretty doors.
Yeah, got the elemental mods. I think
you always wanted a billet box as well.
I did. And he's a star. He's an absolute star. So a big thank you to Simon for doing that. So especially
what have you got in it? What actual atomizer piece?
I've got an Odis Flow, I think it is.
Right.
I've got in there, and it's all right. It's not too bad. The only time it's kind of let me down was about 10 minutes before I was due to get in the car with Eddie to go to Jam, and I unscrewed the top to try and get a bit of moisture out from behind the tank, and it unscrewed and pulled the atomizer up, and it just all went and flooded straight out the bottom. So I just had to put it on the side and leave it till I got back home. So just when you needed it most, it really bugs me when atomizers do that. It's kind of like you used to get it with the K-Fun. If it was being a bit twitchy, it'd always happen when you kind of like on the first hole at a round of golf and it'd stop. So yeah, so I got that. The other bit that I got, the other bit, one of these, I got one of these at Jam as well. I got one of Eddie's.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
There's a few of you begging with them off him.
Yeah.
Put it side by side with the billet box.
Side by side with the billet box. So
look at that, because as discussed, I think last week, that mod just looks big in pictures.
Yeah, it's not,
but it's not. It's really nice in real life.
Yeah, and it's really, really comfortable. It's really, really comfortable. So it's got a nice little button on the side. But I got chatting with Eddie, and I don't know if he's going to do this or not, but I think doing like stainless steel and doing carbon fiber. So doing things like the tube and the top bit a little bit, because I like a bit of carbon fiber. And it looks kind of all right with a bit of wood.
Stainless would be good.
Yeah, I have to get a nice bit of wood with it. The other bits, I got a Jam. I got an SVA. I'll do it that way around, just for James, for the Blythe. So yeah, I've got an SVA Punto.
James is in chat, bizarrely.
I know, yeah. Why don't you should come on? Somebody send him there.
Me?
Somewhere. Yeah, so I've got a Punto 75C. I'm really, 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 really enjoying this. I've got the Mod Maker bottle in there, and it fits absolutely.
Oh,
dead
that's
on.
good.
The side of it is bang on.
Its value just went up.
See, we've got a nice little Laddy Olympia sticker.
Oh dear.
And then on top of that, I've got the Karma RDA.
Yes, the unmentionable RDA.
Yeah,
It's not quite received the hype, has it, post Jam?
I don't know why, because I've been really, really enjoying it. I've really, really enjoyed it on this. The
I know everyone was loving it at Jam. I can't really understand it, to be honest.
I think someone needs to send one to Mark Todd, and then it'll get the respect it deserves.
Yeah, they'll cut. As soon as he's bigged it up, nobody listens to any of us. Like, it's only when Mark does it.
Influencer, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Then the next bit I got was you've probably already seen a picture, but I got the second one of the hydrogens.
It's very good. How many have you got? 2 now?
It's got John.
He's got the white one, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was there when he got the white one.
Yeah.
You were a bit put out when I said I prefer that one.
No, I didn't. No, I don't mind. I don't mind.
Just because the stainless thing, I love that the stainless on stab thing.
Yeah, it's got a bit of a. It does.
It's the fingerprint magnet.
Yeah, it's pretty shiny. I've kind of not got it perfectly clean.
That is
Yeah, but it's so pretty.
So it's quite nice. But just on this whole topic, I don't know why people have a go at kind of like high-end mods, because I paid 200 quid, which is the same price as like a good production mod these days.
SX.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, it's kind of got the SX 350JV2 chip in it, you know, so it's board. Sorry, fucking Rick.
He's around as well.
Yeah, he's around. And then the other thing that I got was I got a half from Benji.
Nice. Is that the S?
Yeah, it's the that's the S. Yeah, the little.
Yeah.
I sat in the group and I was just piddling around on my computer and working on my chess, and I'd got some food in the oven, and I just saw it pop up saying that they're going to do the Sunday night kind of, not raffle, you know, it's kind of like everybody puts the
randomizer.
Yeah, randomizer. And I thought, oh, I'll have a go at doing it. So I tried the first time and didn't get it, and then tried the second time and got it. So yeah, and it's the first randomizer I think I've ever done. I think it must be 3 years. I've never done a randomizer before. So second time I won a half S. So and then on top, which is a bit of a strange one actually, I bought a black Ultim top cap for the Haku.
So much better.
Yeah.
It turns out it's only a single airflow.
So you're doing a single coil in it then?
Yeah, single coil and single air, you know, with a single airflow, and it's great. It's kind of it was a bit too airy before, so I'm really liking it now. It's got that, and then other than that, yeah, it's just a lot of the same old shit. Really, I haven't spent an awful lot of money on vape gear. I spent a little bit at Jam, but I got the Punto because it was Arturo, and he's ace. And then I got one of Eddie's because I've never purchased one of Eddie's mods from him directly. So I've had the what was the dual 18500 series Evolver.
Yeah.
I had an Evolver, and then I bought that off Ashley Buckley, and then from there, hey Dan Muddit, I've got to go like that. Hi Daniel, there you go. And that's about it really. And then for my tea, I have got a beef red wine Yorkshire pudding. So I'm going to mute myself, and I'm going to ask John, how's your week been? What are you vaping on? And fuck, I'm out of practice now. I'm really out of practice.
Just ask him something about films.
What was the most ridiculous thing that you saw at Vape Jam?
Okay. How's the week been? Week's been really good. Yeah, I think I can say this. Just checking, literally. We had an offer. We had our offer accepted on our first house. At Vape Jam, actually. And I'm kind of going through that at the moment.
Everybody's muted except John. That's really not fair. It's horrible. I mean, it's kind of you twats. I'm eating my dinner. You two have got no excuses.
And I'm talking away and clapping, and I didn't realise I was on mute.
Yeah, so we're going through the mortgage and solicitors and everything at the moment. Don't want to speak too soon, so I don't know when we're moving, but we're moving house. So, but we're moving to 30 meg broadband territory minimum.
So we'll actually be able to see the wrinkles on your face.
This is 4G because it's so bad here that I can't do can't use the wireless. So actually, this is my phone. Or the wireless. The connection's going through my fucking phone. Yeah. So there's that. And the week's been good. Just had Nick. Fuck. I'm drinking Punk IPA. What am I drinking? Yeah, Brewdog Punk IPA. It's good. And I am vaping on. I'll go in like reverse order kind of thing. I got a bit of Dem 2 in a goon on top of the Dakers. That's pretty good. Dem 2, 12 milligram. Nice big air shot. Them 12 milligram clouds. Pretty good. Secondly, I have the arse tank on top of what Richard sent me and told me at the time. He said he got an RX75 on the way for you, but it's not, is it? It's Evic Mini, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I said I was sick of seeing the RX75.
Oh, you're sick of seeing it. I thought you were sick of seeing yours. You sent me another one. So there's this. And that's pretty funky. On top of it, so arse tank with lemon crack on top of the Evic Mini. It's quite good.
It's all right, isn't it? It's all right. Battery life's not great, but at those wattages, it shouldn't matter.
It does a really weird. Every so often, the read on the ATI goes haywire.
Oh, really?
Like a drag, yeah. It's really weird. I won't get it to do it now.
I'll tell you why that is. I'll tell you why that is.
Innokin's
510 pins are garbage.
Oh, yeah. It'll just give me a really like a 0.5 higher resistance. Yeah, so it does. So it jumps up to 4 volts. There's that. Check out this though. This is. It's
a nice looking tank right there.
Check it out.
You really need that with high res.
I can do that. Hold on. I will give you. I'll give you some.
Don't put yourself out.
Where the fuck's mine? Where's mine?
Where's mine?
Yeah.
Right, here we go. We go high res. There you go. Look at that. We're high res now. Should be.
I'm so disappointed.
Is that better?
No.
Oh, cute.
You're the only other white man that owns one.
Yes. This is a very lovely tank.
I can say that.
Yes. The Savour Mouth to Lung RTA by our very own Richard Vick.
It's got my name on the bottom and everything.
It is right here.
Has it?
Oh, yeah.
It does, yeah. There's no way you're going to be able to see this. Well, no. I don't know.
No way.
You can just see text.
Focus. Come on. It will do it. It'll do it.
It says and Vaping Vic UK, which is not grammatically perfect, but I didn't want grammatically perfect.
It does say designed by 3C Vape and Vaping Vic in the UK. I've only had this for a day or so, and in that I have got. What have I got in that? Oh, I've got a secret, but I'll tell you in my news. I'm going to tell you the secret liquid, but that's what I've got in there. Currently, it's a little bit open for me, but I know the designer, and the designer has decided to change the diameter of the air hole, the internal underneath the coil, to it's 1.5 at the moment, and it's going to be 1 mil. And so I'm just awaiting a new post from the designer. And
that's for the mouth to lung post. It comes with 2 posts.
Oh, they're a piece of piss to change out. It took me 20 seconds, something like that.
That's my next video.
Yeah. It is. It's super. There'll be more about this in the coming weeks.
I'm very keen to get my hands on one of them.
It's really.
I'm just
really,
waiting
really
on the 1 mil posts, and then everyone's getting one.
Yeah, it's very easy to build as well. Really easy to build.
I know that you two will probably, it's just irrelevant for you two really, because you'll want the 2.5 post. But there you go.
I don't know.
I'm getting into the mouth to lung bit. Like,
Really?
I'm
Oh,
a
okay.
bit restricted, a little bit restricted.
Well,
you'll be okay then.
you'll get both posts, and you can decide for yourself.
I'm paying for it though. I don't want to like free shit.
He's like this. He's like this. He's like this. It's very
Because the reason is, if it's shit, I won't feel bad.
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if it's, I mean, it is what it is anyway.
Yeah, I'll still tell you for
But
shit.
it ain't cost you. It ain't cost me out. I mean,
Yeah, but-
apart from about 6 months.
What's your hourly rate? Oh, no.
What was the last question? Was what was the something at Vape Jam?
$1 a day.
Yeah, what was the silliest, most ridiculous thing you saw at Vape Jam?
It's got to be the melody guy taking a picture of Rick.
No, I didn't see that.
Wow.
I don't even know. Did I even see anything ridiculous?
No, I mean, that's fine. I mean, we were in the pub, so I mean, it was a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, exactly. Didn't really
The
see
most
anything.
ridiculous thing in Vape Jam surely is what's in our freaking
Oh,
title.
oh.
What about that mushroom? Was that the?
No, I know the most ridiculous thing about Jam. It's still in the corner over there. It's called the Me Pod.
I
So
thought you
the-
meant Professor Green. I thought you got him in the corner.
That was the most ridiculous thing at Vape Jam. It's 40 quid.
Yeah,
Over
no.
there. Thank you, Craig. It did-
It's okay, John. In theory, you paid for it.
yeah, it's really, really shit. People keep inviting me. I've had a few invites this week to talk about the Me Pod on various pages, which I don't mind doing. It's fine. And if you added me to a group to answer a question, I answered it and then I left immediately because I don't want to be in a group. So I did answer because I'm polite. I did leave immediately. So it was like, it's shit, and then leave. Yeah. They probably thought I was scared of my opinion. I'm not. I just don't want to be in any more fake groups.
Yeah.
I was very surprised by that Me Pod that it was as airy as it was.
It's so airy.
I was
Yeah, but it's
expecting
quite
proper
cloudy though,
mouth
isn't
to
it?
lung.
Not really. I mean, you say that, but when you've taken the drag, Richard, because there's about. I mean, fuck me, I've got some cotton around. Look, there's a bit of cotton I flicked on the floor. There's less cotton than that in it,
Yeah.
and so when you take a drag, you can really hear it keep up. That's being generous. Hold on. Let me just get this to Me Pod level. There we are. There's about that much cotton in it.
It's
So when you take a drag, I mean, and that's not even being sarcastic. There is that much cotton in it. When you take if you do one of these, people say it's good for hits. You take one, you'll hear it, the rattle to keep up. Only taking the drag, you go, and then afterwards it goes, oh, don't do that again. Oh, you're gonna get it.
Gary, just very quickly, Gary says, please say a review of being banned by ICOS. That was the most ridiculous thing, a review of being banned by ICOS.
Is that true?
I don't know. Gary will know.
Gary will know.
He's a man who knows.
But that's it. Richard,
Hiya.
how has your week been? What did you have for lunch? What beer are you drinking? What are you vaping on? And if you have one, what is your what dream have you repeated, like in your sleep? Obviously, this is a dream.
Oh,
If you don't have a repeated dream, then give us your, I don't know, the worst dream you've ever had.
What do you mean by repeated dream?
I like, it was a really stupid question.
Dream that I keep having again and again.
yeah.
You've had more than once. It doesn't have to be again and again, just more than once.
Yeah, because I've had them and you kind of like try to change them every time you have one, you try and do something different.
Mm.
Do you have dreams though, Craig? Everybody has dreams, but do you remember them?
I thought you were asking him if he had dreams and aspirations.
The one I remember is that I used to.
I mean, on a regular basis, do you actually remember your dreams?
No,
Because I thought people that work in IT don't.
no, I don't remember them anymore. They kind of they go. You know, I don't seem to have them as often, but
That's just age.
Yeah, it's just a bit.
He doesn't remember anything. Comes in and goes, "Where did that shopping come from?"
Yeah, like that garage runs. Yeah,
Smells of gas in it.
But I used to have one where I kind of like it started by the side of the house. We had like 3 outhouses, and I used to start the side of the house and go outside, and then there'd be this little black cloud that chased me around. Wow. It was really weird. And then I found that I could actually fly if I tried to kind of go jump. I could fly and do different things. It was really weird.
It's all right, Mum. I can fly.
Oh, now this one's for Richard and Brad. Hold on a minute. If we're doing 2 of them, what's the strangest thing that you've said in your sleep that your wife has heard and told you?
How's that only for Richard and Brad?
Oh no, sorry, sorry, John, but yeah, because I think somebody went and said that the "Okay, Superman, Let's Go" was one of my friends. He said, which is really good. And then another one was, "Have you got a pie chart to go with that graph?" I think that was another one that was quite good.
They're coming for me. They're coming for me.
Is that what you said? That's pretty good. Richard, have you got one?
Well, Sarah's convinced that I speak fluent Welsh when I'm asleep. I talk apparently in my sleep all night, throughout the entire night, all night apparently. And Sarah's got this app, and she put the phone up, and it literally said I was speaking fluent Welsh, and it was saying exactly what I was saying. But I don't know any Welsh when I'm awake. I don't know any Welsh, but she's convinced it's.
Maybe it's you in a past life coming through in your dreams.
It could be. I don't know. For the dream thing, I literally, because there's this thing about there was this official study about people that work too much on computers can't remember their dreams or whatever. Because everyone has dreams. It's just whether you remember them or not. So I literally can't remember any for the last like 5 years. But I used to have a recurring dream about.
That's the word I was after. Recurring.
I used to have a recurring dream about a clown literally just following me around the streets, just walking the streets, and just a clown just following me. I don't really particularly have a fear of clowns, and I've only just seen the film It, so it wasn't It based. But literally just a clown just randomly following me around was my.
That must have really freaked you out when there was that trend a couple of years ago of clowns at Halloween. You must have been like, whoa.
But I don't have an issue with clowns when I'm awake.
You must have soiled yourself at Expo last year with all the clowns running around.
Honestly, when I'm awake, it's not an issue. But when I'm asleep, that's
clowns.
Yeah, and like Craig said, I did really try Inception style to really influence that dream and sort of come up with ways of escaping from to lose my tail, as it were. But
it's really weird how you work the dream. It's kind of like over and over time.
That's what Inception's all about, isn't it? But but that's the only sort of recurring one that I remember.
I think the only thing I've said lots and lots of things in my sleep, by the way, to my wife, but I don't know. But I remember once I just sat bolt upright and went, "No!" and then went back to sleep again.
Yeah, that's a murder. That's murder.
That was the thing. No, never back to sleep.
There was an actual real case where a wife killed a husband in her sleep and got off of it.
Yeah, there was in the States. There's I think 3, and they've all been acquitted, or not acquitted, found not guilty of the crime. And the most severe one I've heard is the guy woke up, got up, went outside, got in his car, drove across town and murdered his in-laws.
Fuck.
Got in the car, came home, went back to bed, covered in blood.
Morning.
Sleeping, and he got away with it.
Wow. Anyway, on that jolly note.
You got to do that.
For lunch, I had a tuna salad.
Nice.
I'm currently drinking Stella. My week's been busy. Sort of straddling up loads of different things at once, which is never ideal. Yeah, you can do yourself an injury that way. But that's where I'm at right now. Currently vaping on the Advocacy.
Very nice.
With the conspiracy RDA. I'm a big fan of this RDA. Check it out. This is from 3C Vape. They made this. It is a very good RDA. This. Check it out. That's 3C Vape. They made that. I've got the Mage V2 RTA. This is brand new.
That's fucking ginormous.
Yeah, it's got a bubble tank on it. It's 5.5 mil capacity.
Oh, it's very influenced, isn't it?
It's look, with the bubble tank on, it's ugly as sin. But with the normal straight glass, it's not that bad looking. It's got it's coil art, and coil art are very influenced in general. It vapes very, very well. Vapes very, very well. It's got a very nice deck on it, etc. I'm going to do a review for that tomorrow. I still do reviews sometimes, and tomorrow I'll do one of those. Also vaping on this is the Pico S.
What the mother of fucking Christ is that?
They've somehow made rainbow more rainbow.
Well, if you put the rainbow to one side, though, doesn't it remind you?
It reminds me of something.
That's like saying, right, if you put the car to one side and just look at the engine.
Yeah, but it comes in other colours. It's just that the horrible bastards at eLeaf sent me the rainbow one.
Wow.
Because they know what you like.
That teaches you to moan about the red, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's because I moaned about the red. So what's going on here is 100 watt or 80 watt, you decide, regulated mod. It's 21,700, and that's what's in this tube. But there was a little phase in the high-end world, wasn't there? Of the old tube on a thing.
Lee did the Rialu.
There was a couple though. There was a couple at the time, weren't there? But so that is exactly what it sort of borrows from it. The tube here is literally battery tube that goes down, and you've got a single cell regulated situation. Yeah. Again with bubble tank.
Yeah. It's been done a couple of times. You even look at the new no-name Squonker.
Yeah.
Max Squonker that was at Jam.
That one, the no-name one, looks remarkably like the really early Sunbox one, the Skynet.
Yeah.
They used to put the Pravari in it, and it was a fucker to line it up, but it was a good-looking little thing.
I think I am a really big fan of these tanks, the yellow tanks that eLeaf do, and that's what's on top. The mod, it is what it is. It's a bit flashy, bit pointless in a way, but it's a really solid mod. This is their new iStick. I mean, every 2 months they do a new iStick, and this is their new iStick.
Can you get it in red then?
You can get it in normal colours like stainless steel.
Oh, thank fuck.
I'd look great in stainless. Well, it looked quite good. I mean, I think it'd be quite robust as well.
I do actually. I think Paulie Meatballs. Do you remember Paulie Meatballs?
Yeah,
I do remember.
I think he's just done some Instagram pics of the stainless steel one, and I think it looks really nice. Yeah.
I mean, it'd be great if you could send it off to get it Cerakoted or something like that. It'd look really cool.
Yeah, and eLeaf do make things really well as well. That's to be said, and it is solid and rock and all that sort of stuff. And the Elo tank and the Milo tank are and we're talking about sub tanks later in the Hall of Fame, but in my opinion, they are the two best sub tanks on the market right now. So that's the thing. I've got Hello iJoy. Oh, I shouldn't have said that too loud. I've got the voice control iJoy Avenger. Have I turned it off? Hello iJoy. I must have turned it off. It's not having it.
Can you imagine what a twat you would look at a bus stop doing that?
I'd love to see Bradley try and operate that with his voice.
Oh, after the show, I'll tell you a story.
Scream, blick.
But this is the voice control. The voice control to one side, a very, very solid mod. Very big, very big. It's dual 21700.
iJoy fire.
It's not. You can't hear. You've got headphones on.
Oh, fuck.
You can't hear me, and I'm stood right next to it. Hello, iJoy. Oh, romantic lighting.
Wow, chickle, wow.
Romantic light. Change light. Hello, iJoy. Change light.
Can't wait to get the bus.
This is like series
Power up.
1999.
Oh, it went power down.
Right.
I'm just going to manually turn the power back up because it went down.
Yeah, turn the romantic lighting on manually. It's going to be quicker.
You can't turn it on manually.
You can't. What a crock of shit.
Richard,
Richard, what's going on? They're just sending you fucking stuff now for comedy effect now, aren't they?
That was working really well in rehearsals.
Before you broke
it
it.
was.
Never work with mods, children, and animals. So that's the thing. That's the iJoy Avenger. Tank is pretty good. The mod, voice control to one side, is pretty good. And what I'm going to say in that review is that as a proof of concept is the thing. It would be. Don't you think it would be very good to be able to say to your mod, wattage 27, and it went straight to 27?
Okay. Yeah.
That would be good, wouldn't it? You can't do that, but that would be good in the future. I don't know.
I only change the wattage twice a day, maybe, if the battery's going a little bit.
Once in your whole life.
Once in my life. Yeah.
I mean,
once you've put a tank on, that's it.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like you don't use the buttons anywhere near as much as you think you do. I don't think.
I'm gonna if it looks like I'm talking to myself in a minute, I'm going to be talking to this mod on mute. I'm really good that it
I
didn't
remember
listen
when
to me
you
then.
used to rip the piss out of me for having Alexa.
Oh no, this makes Alexa look like pure common sense. Also vaping on this. This is the Savour RTA.
Oh, who makes that?
Yeah,
3C Vape make that. They make the Conspiracy as well. Quite good, those guys.
Yeah.
This is an RTA. I've got mine with the restricted direct lung post on. So I'm at 30 watts.
God, you got your big boy pants on.
So there we go. That's how that does that. I've got Nata in there from justadnick.co.uk.
Look at that. It's like it's a whole Inception moment there.
It is. Stay
Your
tuned.
RTA and you got my liquid. Fucking yeah.
So that's the thing. Might talk about that a little bit more later or not, but that's a new RTA coming soon. John, do you have any vaping news? It's time for the news.
I was just rebuilding the Savour. But yeah, I can.
Okay. Well, it's so easy to build. You can literally
Exactly. So I thought, do it now. I know. Knock it out.
Fucking hell, what if I walked onto? I'll go away for a few months and look at it now.
UVC. This is what we do now. Let me just have a little sip of beer, so I've got enough saliva to keep talking.
Standards. We used to have standards.
Well, that was before we sold out.
Yeah.
Yes, sold out. At least we sold out by actually just finding stuff ourselves.
Sold out without making a penny.
we did it wrong.
I'm buying a fucking house.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to try and do this dual with my phone at the same time.
48 minutes to say. That's how long it took.
48 minutes. That's okay. So the first thing I'm going to talk about tonight is the NNA. As we all know. Why the fuck are you doing that? Something weird just happened on my phone. Facebook decided that I should review my privacy settings.
What are you doing? Just everybody pause for a second and just watch it. Hey, look at him. He's had his special moment.
That's romantic lighting. How do I make this stop now?
What are you trying to do? Fucking hypnotizer.
That's romantic lighting.
I'm starting to have a fit now.
Okay, carry on, John.
You're going to send the girl.
Okay, sorry. I'm trying to find two things at once. I thought it was all on there. Right. So the spokesperson for the NNA, which are the new nicotine arseholes, she did a bit of a speech. Oh shit! I'm clicking all the wrong things. This is balls, isn't it?
Sorry, I'm just going to do a time check for our lawyers.
Yep.
10 to 10.
10 to 10. No, 9. I've got 9 minutes to.
Yeah, carry on. But they can cover that.
Yeah, that's fine. That is fine.
Jesus, swag.
While John's finding his link, I just like to say
please
I'm drinking M&S Mojito.
Oh,
It's really fucking good.
oh, they do some smashing ones.
Oh, out of a can? Is it out of a can?
No, it's out of a cartony bottle.
Oh, Sarah gets them out of a can from Emma.
Oh no, you get like a big bottle, and then you add your own rum. It's wicked.
Yeah.
There's no rum in that. I know him. That's just fruit juice.
Yeah.
Right. So here we go. E-Cig Click. They did an interview with Sarah Jakes from the New Nicotine Arseholes this week. The chair of the New Nicotine Alliance talks at E-Cig Click about their stance on heat, not burn, and busts some myths surrounding. She doesn't bust any myths surrounding heat, not burn versus vaping.
Yeah, there were some myths going around that they hadn't sold out.
Yeah, but don't worry.
They bust those myths. Smash those. Carry on.
Okay, so I'm just going to come straight out of the gate with the question. The question to the lady was, what is the NNA's stance on heat not burn products? NNA supports heat not burn products as a safer alternative to smoking. Some risk-reduced products such as snus and heat not burn tobacco.
Keep reading.
But tobacco is not the enemy. The harm from smoking comes from combusted tobaccos. It's like, here's two things you don't give a shit about, and I'm going to end it. You can read about our stance on reduced risk products, including heat not burn here. And then a link I don't care about. Is IQ, the what's it called? ICOS by Fags R Us. Is it the same as an e-cigarette? Yes, of course. ICOS is a tobacco product. It falls within the definition of novel tobacco product in the Tobacco and Related Products Regulations, the TRPR. The regulations which apply to novel tobacco products are in some ways more onerous than those which apply to e-cigarettes, and in some ways less so. So they are already treated differently, but the differences appear to be arbitrary. Bullshit! And not evidence-based. Bullshit! We would prefer to see both products, both product categories regulated according to their potential risk, and in a way that encourages smokers to switch to them, which, while vaping is estimated to be at least 95% safer than smoking, heat not burn is reckoned to be around 90%. I think that actually what that is there is a misquote. We'll give her that and say that at its most dangerous, vaping was 95% safer than cigarettes. I'm not going to say the same for the ICOS.
Yeah, because there's absolutely zero evidence to support that. Literally, the tests haven't been carried out yet for ICOS.
It's just I'd be really, really careful.
Sorry, that was premature rage.
It's all right. It's fine. It's fine. I'm going to skip along because I just want to see something. I'm trying to get to the. Here we go. Do you think the arrival of heat not burn products is splitting vaping advocacy apart? Just wait there. I need to just go to the third from last word. Do you think that the arrival of heat not burn products is splitting vaping advocacy apart? It's not vaping. Don't know. No, I think vape advocates are splitting vaping advocacy apart. We've used the word vaping and vape. It is neither of those things. What is emerging is two groups, one of whom will pay lip service to other risk-reduced products, but really only support vaping. Odd, isn't it? for vaping advocacy people to only support vaping. I want them to support vaping. I want them to support cockfights. I want them to support
slavery.
Me chucking stuff in the front, fly tipping. You can't fly tip anymore, can you?
Slavery.
Get really funny.
Well, you basically are supporting slavery anyway if you support the ICOS.
But only really supporting vaping, and the other which supports a range of risk-reduced products, which may include tobacco products. It is the most ridiculous interview ever. She doesn't do very well in sidestepping the whole thing. She's trying to say that vapors, vaping advocacy, people are getting on their high horse. They're not. They're saying this isn't vaping, and they are fucking correct. And not only are they fucking correct, I've said this so many times, I've bored myself shitless. Don't worry. Tobacco products need these products to be under the same regulation as vaping, because then they will have to change their tax class, which they have not done. They are not vaping, so they are not. They are the tax is still there, but the tax will. The tobacco company makes a shitload of money, and the price doesn't change. Don't be fucking stupid. It's ridiculous. It is a tobacco product.
Right. The first thing, right, then I'll jump in, which is that's been their stance since the start. That's been there.
The NNA.
Yeah,
absolutely. Along with marijuana.
They even positioned their name of their organisation very, very specifically.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So there shouldn't be any surprise to anybody that this is
can read.
You know, you can read. Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be any surprise to anybody as to what.
I just want to because Craig was there, so I wanted to show because you were there. I've seen. I don't think he's currently associated with them, but an associate of them, Dave Dawn, was stood on the stage at Vape Jam 2016.
Yeah,
advocating cannabis.
Fuck big tobacco went as well and doing all that.
But he was he was advocating cannabis, which has got nothing to do with anything at all. But yeah, just
especially when you go. I mean, what put me off about that was the fact that they went and used all of the money from a Vape event to go and fight a snus war in Sweden, and it's like, I don't. I'm a bit confused. But I've
just correct me if I'm wrong about snus. Snus has a very there is a regulation that will never be overturned that I can ever see.
The only difference between
what is snus? Snus falls under something very particular in the UK. What is snus in the UK?
It's powdered. Originally, it was things.
Sorry, I was being a dick. I was just asking for the word illegal.
Oh, it's illegal. Yeah, sorry. No, it is. But there's
not being changed.
No, but there is a difference in the two things, which is one of them is I can't remember if it's pasteurized or sterilized. It's one of the two fucking things.
Oh, it absolutely is. But it was a joke, really. It falls under the same class in the UK as chewing tobacco, which is
1992. It's 1992. We got,
and that's never going to change. So that is a stupid treat.
Yeah. So I mean, they shouldn't have been fighting that fight. You know, we gave them. I think a lot of people gave them an awful lot of money in order to be able to protect and try and get vaping. You know, a full. Decent bit of legislation for vaping and everything that surrounded it, and I think it's a little bit, you know, what they did with that. But anyway, that's a different thing. But the main thing is that's been their stance since the start. So if anybody's got a problem with it, then it's always been there. It's always been there. All you had to do was read the website and ask a couple of questions, and you got your position. Now, if they want to support that, if the NNA wants to support that, I think it's entirely up to them to decide.
Absolutely, it definitely is.
Yeah, and if vapers like ourselves don't want to support the NNA because they're doing that, then that's fine too. You know, it's kind of like what you do is you go and support something else. But like you say, it doesn't break vaping advocacy. It just means that the vaping advocates don't want to get behind that body. They'll find something else in order to do it.
But what annoyed me, they were saying that vaping advocates have been split. They haven't been split because it's not fucking vaping.
Yeah.
My issue, I completely agree, Craig. It's spot on in what you say. However, my frustration is that unwillingly, the vaping community is going to have to continue to support the NNA, whether they like it or not. Because they're still going to be present at events. They're still going to be getting airtime in magazines. They've still got members / associate members on social media. They've still got access to events. They're still going to be doing raffles, and that's what I furiously want them removed from.
But you've got to ask yourself, what right do these events have?
No, they do.
And
they do have a right.
Do the magazines have in order to be able to turn them to
the events? Let me just say that the events do have a right because. I'm sure Gary will correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm 99.9% certain that advocacy groups don't pay to be at events. So I don't care if they're there right? If they paid, same as ICOS.
Yeah, but
ICOS
what's wrong with them? If Marlborough wanted a stand, they could have a stand because they're going to pay.
No, but I was just meaning that. Sorry, I kind of was trying to say that's a different argument. They shouldn't be there for free because they're not advocates for vaping.
Yeah.
I'm saying that offer shouldn't be open. Whether they can be there at all is the event organisers' issue.
At Jam, and this is no fault of yours or any of your fellow mod makers, Brad, but at Jam, you were forced to give a mod to the NNA raffle.
Yes.
That was the only fee for us for modders to be there. We didn't
but you couldn't display without doing that.
No, but that was the entry fee for, rather than us paying cash for our stand.
Which is a beautiful thing in itself, and it's not. I'm not having to go at any mod maker at all. The point is, if nothing changes, that will be the same next year.
Yeah.
I have a problem with that.
That's fucking horrific. That is fucking horrific.
Yeah, that is. And I think when the game went up on stage and they did the whole, big tobacco thing.
They're doing a speech at Expo. They've got stage time at Expo.
Yeah.
They should not be at Expo anymore.
Who's doing their stage time? Because Dave's not, so who's doing the stage time?
I think
as it stands, they have stage time penciled in for Expo.
Yeah,
they're in the
I'm
schedule.
totally with you, Mitch. But the thing is, it's like, the ICOS stand at Vape Jam, it was less popular than my mum on a Friday night.
Yeah, but I don't care. I don't care. I don't want them there at all. I don't want them there. I don't. They could dedicate their lives to promoting Heat Not Burn, and they will financially probably do better off doing that. I know they're doing very well just off the one set of shout outs they've done this month, but I don't want them at vape events anymore. That is an absolute line in the sand, and they can promote what they want and they can do what they want. I don't want them there anymore.
Just a minute. It's kind of the difficulty is when you've got this kind of approach that you don't want them there. It's kind of like, well, it's you're now at the point where you're telling people how to run their business, because that's a business for them.
Would we allow
I'll tell you what, I'll take it further. I'm more than happy for ICOS to be at Expo, but not the NNA.
Why ICOS and not the NNA?
Because they can finance the industry and still be roundly ignored.
So that's my exact argument.
The NNA are literally coining it off the industry.
Yes.
ICOS is making no money at these events. They're losing a fortune. The NNA is making at these events.
I should have expanded. When I say you shouldn't have a free store, well, obviously with the free store is all the other bits and pieces that come with that. So you can't have the sponsorship of the Modders Block, which is fucking ludicrous because no one on the Modders Block knows them or gives a shit about them.
Yeah. I do think that kind of level of playing vapors, I don't like the idea of vapors being played like the way that they've been played. I think if they make it ultra clear and they come out from the and say this is what we do. Yes, it's been on their website, but you still had to hunt around and it was still all a bit fuzzy.
And they fucking there's one bit where they blatantly that just recently are just absolutely lying. Anybody who thinks Heat Not Burn is an innovative new product is a fucking idiot. It has been around since time. It's been around so long. It's not new.
But and
heroin.
They're piggybacking all the vaping marketing as well. When no one's looking, they're saying it's 95% safer.
Yeah.
And there's been no official full independent tests on ICOS yet. Not that have been officially published, and it's still got a lot of the chemicals that smoking has got. Normal traditional cigarettes have got.
There's other things to do with the fact that the tests that they did, certain things, the filters are made out of plastic, and certain tests heated the plastic, and they weren't sure whether it was putting off chemicals.
I just don't want them to make any more money out of vapors.
I think ICOS. I think for ICOS and Expo, or ICOS and shops, and ICOS and whoever, that's just capitalism, and that's just going to happen no matter which way you look at it. You can go into your shop and say, look, I'm not going to use you if you're going to stock those things. I'll find somewhere else, and you vote with your feet. But beyond that, you're pretty limited. And the same applies to expos and ICOS, if the expo invites them along, then your kind of point at which you say, I'm not happy with this, kind of ends with saying, I'm not going to go. But we have, you know, as you can see here, we've got a little bit of an ability to be able to tell people that's the way it is. But I do think that it's wrong that the NNA have used vaping the way that they have for the past couple of years. I think it's been a bit deceitful as to what's happened, and especially things like snus, for instance, and now the heat not burn thing and the vapors and where the money came from. That's where the problem lies. If we were very clear about that to the vapors when they were at the show, and they said, okay, well, we've got this raffle, by the way, here's a leaflet with all of the things on that we do and what we support. Would you like to buy a raffle ticket? Then
it would have still, though. No, they still would have, Craig, because they've got things in that raffle. They've got Frankies and they've got
yeah, that's a problem that feeds off, you know, the whole.
But in a nutshell, that is what I don't want.
Yeah, I can understand that.
They can do what they want, but like if you actually look at their financial situation,
they're a charity.
Okay, they're, you know, the Philip Morris might pay for the odd new caravan or new extension, or, you know, new conservatory or whatever. Their bread and butter is vaping.
Yeah.
What's keeping them watching Jeremy Kyle of a Thursday morning is vaping, and we're paying the way. And I'm just and it's not by choice. It's because they've been institutionalized, and I just don't want NNA to coin off vapors anymore.
Yeah, I do think it presents another problem, because I can see Gary's in chat as well, which is that this kind of, you know, there's enough shit being thrown around at the moment that some of it, unfortunately, is going to hit IBIV for no reason, because people are going to go, you know,
exactly.
The advocacy thing is kind of hitting them as well, and I think that's a pity, because I think Gary's doing really good work. I don't know what Gary's position on it all is, but
I do, but he's not going to say it anyway. He's not at work. So.
Yeah, I mean, and it's, you know, but that's you know what
the IBVTA have not publicly supported heat not burn.
No. So I mean, you can do that. You can do it that way. So,
but I think we're going to have
I totally get your point, Craig. You know, fully sort of, you know, capitalist, you know, political standpoint, but I'm just sick of vapors.
Yes. I absolutely agree. It's just the fact that I'm kind of gone past that point where you kind of, you know, you can't tell businesses how to run their business at that particular level.
I can. I'm sending them an email tomorrow.
Yeah, but then they might not sell your the Savour.
Fucking hell. There's a long list of people not selling it.
But I think it's very disingenuous what the NNA have kind of done. And yes, they have come out and stated it, but I think to put modders in that situation, or to give them stage time for doing that at vape events purely using vapors.
How long? Just to say, how long we've been doing the show? Over 2 years now. We're coming up to 3, aren't we? Yeah. It'll be 3 in November, and all the way through, go back and watch all the shows, and you'll see. At no point supporting the NNA. Absolutely, always seeing it for what it was.
Proper horrible bastards.
Also, always seeing them as fuckheads who are not your they are not on your side.
To be honest, I think Gary and IBIV have been the first ones that I haven't.
They're the only advocacy group. They are the only advocacy group in the UK. We did this before Richard read the definition of advocate and advocacy. Oh, yeah. They are the only advocate and advocacy group in the country. They are the only one. There is no other. Go if you're not sure where people are lying, go to the IBVTA website and have a look. We've got to move because we're like 10 past 10, so I'm gonna have to shift on. I am gonna go to this. Hold on,
that's correct.
No, I'm gonna go to me. I've still got more news. Fucking fuck's sake!
If only you put it in the script.
I did.
Wow.
It's there.
I'm amazed that you're still using scripts.
I'm going to read something from the Independent, not the Independent, the Evening Standard, actually. Evening Standard from 3 days ago. There's a little piece, I quite liked it. Headline is, "It's a hot debate, the right to vape. but I'd rather you stubbed out your prissy disapproval of my pretend fag. Somebody just makes quite a good point. Oh, I don't know. Let's just talk about it. I'm going to give you a couple of paragraphs. It was one of those semi-open air tube platforms we were on. Kensington High Street, I think. It was almost deserted. Nevertheless, this woman rolled her pushchair from the far end of it right to where I was in order to make her intervention. "You're not allowed to do that here," she said, and sort of glared at me with her chin sticking out. She had that peculiar tension in her voice that suggested she'd been psyching herself up. I opened my mouth to respond. She turned imperiously away before I could utter a word and stalked off, stomp, 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 rolling her progeny further down the platform, armed with the brittle righteousness of a rebuke bravely delivered. And she said, "What had I been doing? Vaping. Was I allowed to? In theory, no. Was my doing so a health hazard or an inconvenience to this woman, her child, or anyone else? The consensus is that it is not. There is no evidence that secondhand of smoke, which is almost entirely water vapor. I'm not sticking up for that. Poses any significant health risk at all to bystanders. And for the record, I was not emitting vast billowing clouds of watermelon flavored smoke, much such as might have affrighted the nostrils." I'll give you what I reckon, and then you say what you like. What I reckon is, why bother? It is a pain in the ass, and in that situation, I reckon I could probably have a vape and you wouldn't know. Which I really give a shit whether you think that's right or wrong. You're out in the air. I don't really think it was a problem. I had the same issue when smoking got banned from platforms. I never understood that. It never made any sense to me. You're outside. I was going to breathe it, but it is against the law.
That's my point, which is it's against.
But it's not against the law. Sorry, that's not true. It is not against the law.
It's the rules of the station that.
Yeah.
Yes. If it's the rules of the station, then no, don't do it. Just go.
Yeah,
out,
I agree.
Go outside the station, and the vape's your heart's content.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
I mean,
it's a really. What the fuck do you do though? Unlike smoking, every single study that comes out is saying. Remember, I do not agree with this bloke, but every single study that comes out and says it doesn't do secondhand. There is no such thing as passive vaping. We do know that now. I mean, fucking hell. There's been enough studies. There's no such thing. I am not defending him. I am saying that if you've got all those studies and you think, oh fucking hell, I've just got 4 changes, 5 was open air. I'm just gonna have a little sneak. Is that all right? Or is it not?
I mean, at the end of the day, I guess it's between you and
the British Transport Authority.
I mean, why? I mean, where do you draw the line? Because the moment you start getting to that, it's like, okay, there are 2 people on the platform. What about 4? What about 8?
Again, I am with you.
What about the other end of the spectrum? And I've seen this in London. I've seen guys on the tube between stations, in the train, pull out their vape and have a drag and sit there and hold their breath until all the vape is gone, and then quietly exhale. It's like,
if you want your nicotine hit, carry some 72 milligram in a little 10 ml bottle, okay? Put a little bit on the back of your hand and then rub it in the back of your hand.
I think he's made a really good point. I really want to. Can I just put something across really quickly? Just something I've seen recently. So I saw this being put as a tip. Right, this isn't a tip. Don't do this. Let me just see if anybody can work out the problem with this. Oh, so fun. Right, you can't order 72 milligram as a consumer in the UK anymore. Right, I don't need to see chat. I don't care. So you can't. If you register a fake limited business and I'll order it under that 72 milligram, I absolutely assure you that the fine for doing that is more than you would save by not doing it. Let me just tell you that now, because I've seen that tip in many, many places. You knock yourself out. It's your choice.
Yeah.
That is.
But if you like us, you know, that have stocked up on a fridge full of nicotine.
I'm good. I've got loads.
I mean, then by all means, just make yourself a little bottle, rub it in the back of your hand, and if that's.
No, I just wanted to go over that quickly because I've seen a lot of people have been saying,
Oh, what I've done, I just said, like, Joe Blogs Ltd, put it down. I put my email address and my home address, and they just send it.
okay.
Yeah, give it
Right.
Anyway, next.
So, Richard, what do you think of vaping on platforms? Are you with the general consensus?
For me, it's like a public decency thing, and I don't do it because I don't want to upset anyone.
Yeah, that's fine.
Brad.
Right. Next, I want to do a quick one just to say I want a quick well done to Claire Nichols of the Craig and Claire Nichols little family unit. Claire started a new job this week. And Craig messaged me today to say how immensely proud he was of you, Claire. So well done. She's had a lot of ill health recently, and she started her new job this week. So just want to
Yay.
well done. I am going to go. Please.
I'm going to do a giveaway in a minute.
Okie dokie. Hold for 2 seconds. We're currently doing the Carrie raffle. Carrie is Ian Schwartz's sister, who is doing. She has no idea of this.
Schwarzenegger.
She's doing. She's trying to get sponsors so she can do a trek in Transylvania for the Copperfield charity, breast cancer charity. Carrie was diagnosed with cancer a few years ago, and she's all clear now, and she wanted to give something back, so she's doing that. It gets to get really interesting with the internet because my phone's going to die. I'll be all right. Anyway, we've been running a raffle on the Ideal Home Show Facebook page. If you remember, go over there. The tickets are still for sale. They're going to be for sale until tomorrow afternoon. They're £5 each. And there is a hell of a lot of prizes. People are still buying because I can see. I'm going to just quickly do an update. Do 2 updates. Hold on. Hold the line. Where are we?
Right, looking for prizes. You're all right.
What? There's a few more. I've got 2 more prizes.
Really? Is that how we do it?
I did the prices. Sorry, I don't know what to do.
No,
So if you want to go over to the Ideal Home Show Facebook page, that's www.facebook.com, and then search the Ideal Home Show. I'm going to give you the prizes that I've got here. There's actually a few more than this. I'm going to do them as quick as I can. £100 of Grumpy Liquid, a very special Mike Dacus abstract mod. It's absolutely fantastic. A G-Prof Squonker, an SRT 17 Armada V2 in brass, a Ram Squonker, an Asmodus Luna and Ethian RDA, the full bandwagon juice range twice. We're going to do that. £50 for e-cig zoo. 3 kits from Just Add Nick, any flavour, any strength. 2 leather tube mod covers, a custom Pico by Fizz, an O Jenny, an SQ and Spruzzer, a Bollock mod, Bolock mod, and K-Fun Light. How fucking awesome is that K-Fun Light? I really want to win it. A Nixon RDTA with a Snowball 200 watt, a full brass Vulcan set, a 24mm Goon and Pandora RDA. Ooh. 2 handlebar vaping elixir short fills and 2 strawberry fill short fills. There's also cactus punch short fills, and there's something else, but I'm going to add those later. If you've got a few quid spending, honestly, you're going to. I already know. I can tell you now that we're over the target. That she needs £1,450 to complete her.
Don't say.
Title. I was just going to say we're over 1,400. I'm not going to tell you how much. I will tell you how much tomorrow. But we're over £1,400. She is definitely going to Transylvania because.
What happens with the over? Does that just go in our?
Yeah, that's the one. She's definitely going to Transylvania. Absolutely, off the back of what you've done. You buying tickets and the people who've really, really brilliantly sent us or offered up prizes. And you're all incredible. And the last thing I was going to say is Expo is on the way in Birmingham. So it's Birmingham and bullshit. we will be going to Expo. I think I am going to Expo. Anyway, Rich, I need to go and get a phone charger. See you in a bit.
It's Craig's turn for the news, actually. We're
Okay.
gonna go with Craig's news.
Right. The first thing I'm going to do is, first of all, Mooch is in chat. Right. So
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to stop you there, Craig. Sorry. The first thing we're going to do is what's in Craig's drawers. If people in chat can just give us a letter and a number.
yeah.
And we'll see what is in Craig's drawers.
I'm going to do a very quick Mooch giveaway in a second.
Go on then. Yep, do that. Do that while we're selecting a
Oh,
draw.
you're gonna no, because the chat's probably going to go mental in a minute. 4 across.
Okay, 4 across.
Oh, B2, Trevor Larkin.
B2, Trevor Larkin. Fair enough.
B2.
This for anyone watching who's new, this was a popular feature when Craig was a regular host of the show.
What I have in there is I've actually got loads and loads of K-Fun spares in here. And
Authentic?
Yes. Yeah. It's an authentic K-Fun. That's an authentic K-Fun.
You are posh. Yeah, you're not just pretending.
I've got a posh cap there as well. So, but no, it's just loads of spares and a drip tip and a tank and a.
Well, you don't-
He said in chat he doesn't want to be given away.
You see, what I do is I really look after all of my.
What happened? I went away, came back and chatted.
You missed what's in Craig's drawers.
Yeah, right. So yeah, it's K-Fun spares is in there. So yeah.
That's
Anyway.
cool. That's a cool draw.
Right, next. What I want people to do is, right, Mooch, you need to think of a number between 1 and 100. Okay. Now, these are the exact instructions that you need to type in.
Right.
You've got to type in the words Mooch, Patreon, followed by a number between 1 and 100. And what I'll do is, oh, fuck it, I may as well do it. What I've got there is I've got a Hussar RDTA. It's about 80, 90 quid or something. I don't really think it's just sitting there doing.
I've had a go on one of those. Very nice.
So yeah, all right. So Austin's done that. Mooch, you've got to have a pick a number between a 100, 1 and 100. You're the one that decides whether somebody picked it. Oh yeah, wait for Mooch to.
Yes, so Mooch, you need a number in your head.
While everyone else is watching that, and Mooch is looking for his number.
Yeah, so we'll do that anyway.
I'm going to say a thank you to, and I'm going to attempt to pronounce his name, Jim van Flasselier, who from Belgium. When I was in France, I haven't been on the show since France. When I was in France, he drove all the way from Belgium to buy a mug from me and to bring me a bottle of beer.
Ah,
You have been on the show since France, by the way.
I don't remember being on the show since France. That doesn't
You
count.
It's such a memorable program. This is.
So, Jim, thank you very much for my beer. And he drove 7 hours to bring me a bottle of beer.
that's very cool.
All right, Andy Fairchild. Because you won't find me on Facebook, shoot Richard a message with your address in it, and then Richard will pass it on to me, and then I'll send you the oldie. So yeah, the reason why I did that is because Mooch, you need to get your Patreon up and running as soon as possible, please, mate, because loads and loads of people would like to kind of help you out and support.
I thought, has he not set it up yet?
He was umming and ahhing and kept on umming and ahhing. And it's kind of like, yeah, get on that.
Has he definitely not got? I thought he did have one.
I thought Mooch had a Patreon.
I didn't think he had. He got his face. He got his like.
If you have Mooch, just literally put the link in chat.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
And
yeah.
if he doesn't have, everyone in chat, find Mooch and hashtag the living shit out of every form of social media contact you can get with the man until he opens a Patreon account.
Oh no, you're
Oh,
right,
he
Matt.
said no soon. No, come on, Mooch. Now it's
Get your act together.
outrageous.
Calm. Get it.
There's teasing and there's teasing.
Yes. Don't say very soon, Mooch. You got to get it done. Get it done
Tonight, takes 10 minutes.
Because honestly, mate, you're a fucking hero for doing what you do. So yeah, and a lot of people want to help out. So yeah. Anyway, next up, I've just got some useless shit really. One of them was a plea to media partners at events, which is it possible that the media partners at events can like put up the results of like the awards that they give out? Can they put it on the various social media to let everybody know what they did? Because I think people kind of fill in those forms and they think, yeah, you know, I'll kind of support this and support that, and they'd like to know just who won.
Do you really? I really. They are nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I know, but I mean, it doesn't look like much,
I'm going to be well behaved. I'm not
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just one of those things. It's like, look, put a list up as soon as you can, just to let people know that
There has been a list for Jam.
Has there been one for Jam?
Yeah.
Where?
Don't know. I'll talk to you about it afterwards.
They did a video. I saw a video, and it breaks halfway through because the live stream failed. So, anyway, yes. Next,
For me, don't worry about it.
okay.
I'm good.
No, it would be good to know who won these fucking things.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't know who won last year's Vape Round Awards. I still don't know because
I'm off to the Expo ones.
Oh, I know.
Might broadcast live from.
Have you been nominated?
No, but I'm just going as a willing participant.
Oh,
Lovely.
as a coffer.
Lovely.
So,
Yeah.
next up, there was the only other bit. Oh God, there was the Exeter mobile van. I had a picture of it, and I'm really, really crap.
Is it a chip van?
It's kind of it. Honest, when you look at the inside of it, I thought, you know, fair play to the guys, come up with an idea, and I thought he was kind of like quite cool. But I'm just kind of wondering.
You can explain it. You don't need a picture. I'm sure everyone can imagine a van.
I mean, there you go. That's what it looks like when it turns up.
Oh, it's a vape van.
It's a vape van, basically. That's full of stuff. He's going to drive around various places and kind of
Looking for kids
to sell to. I'm just trying to.
Ice cream music.
I was going to put something together which said, if anybody can think of any good music for, you know, that you'd play as he came along the street, it'd be kind of that'd be amazing.
Sorted.
There we go. Then the last thing was, which is kind of a bit of a funny one, actually.
Bless you.
I just read in chat.
Well done.
John Hudson. Free food and Vic is there, like a funeral.
Correct.
Wow.
Hashtag buffet life.
It's always cold. It's always cold.
Like the corpse.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Set them up. You only get the warm food.
You're not supposed to check though, Richard.
I always check. I feel like that's my job.
The last one, which I thought was kind of funny, was I'm not going to. We've spoken too much about the big tobacco companies, I think.
Yeah.
Which was RJ Reynolds Vapor Co. recalls 2.6 million units because they were at fault.
It was wonderful. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed it. They've got an overheating fault, haven't they?
Yeah. So I'd just like to say, nice one. And then the link they provided doesn't work anymore, so they must have just gone, oh, fuck this, we're out.
Yeah, I think they must have got lots of shit for it.
And I think that's about it for what I've got. I think I haven't got much else, really. I don't give that much of a shit about.
We're on to Richard.
Yeah.
Hello.
I don't care about vaping anymore.
Oh, okay.
You're not alone. Okay, so I do. Oh, this is where I have to burst into action, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Let's have a little click around.
Dino Knight. No. Vape man. He could have done.
Okay,
vape.
so
Could have done vape van. That would have been it.
okay, so this has hit the old mail shop news in the vaping world. This is Anakin have a new mod coming out, with it a new tank, and with it a new coil. And this is it. If I can do this.
Ooh.
This is the Anakin Plexus coil. So they're not the first to do this. So first of all, we had mesh sub tanks. That's what they were. A lot of people calling them mesh-based sub tanks, and mesh isn't the best for that whole scene. It produces heat, so it produces clouds, but it doesn't produce too much vapor. But in recent times, in the last sort of month, eLeaf have done it. A few other companies have done it. They've started producing this somewhere in between. So what you've got, what Iniken are calling it is plexus, but basically what it is very heavily separated mesh. It's sort of, you know, that sort of chain link fence type look.
Yeah, again, it is just. I mean, that's not new.
Yeah, but it's not mesh. I mean, do you know what I mean? It's not like fine mesh like you'd have in a Jenny. It's you can see in the pictures. It's, you know, very heavily spaced.
It's probably 500.
Oh, I would say, I don't know, because you can literally see through it. But anyway, so this is what a lot of subtanks now. A couple of like I've got one from iJoy here. I've got one from eLeaf here, and this is what a lot of them. Sorry if you can hear the police helicopter above my head. That's part of the course in West Yorkshire. It's this is the new thing that a lot of subtanks are coming with now. Iniken are claiming theirs. The special aspect of theirs is increased longevity. Right. So they're saying after 30 mil, a typical subtank coil will look like it does in the black.
I really like the typical subtank. If it was like after 30 mil.
Can I just point something out really quickly? Where's the resistance for each of those coils?
To be fair, it's they are fairly comparable in terms of resistance. These two coil heads that they have used. You're right, though. It's not heavily science backed. This, but they're saying their picture is on the left. I mean, the picture on theirs on the left, the cotton isn't wet. A little bit of a worry, but their coil head after 30 mil is in the white background, and the typical subtank is in the black there, looking slightly used. And then they're saying that theirs is still going strong after 3 times 50 mil of juice.
Yeah,
which is incredibly impressive. But
I smell horse shit.
But well, we will see. We'll see. I know Mark Todd has one of these plexus coils, so we will see very soon about
what it comes up as. Obviously,
I will say that the two that I have, the eLeaf version of this and the iJoy version of this, it doesn't suffer with the. I can undo this now. It doesn't suffer with the flavor issues that the first raft of mesh subtank coils had. The flavor is better, way better.
Also, Mr. Mark Todd in chat has just said that the plexus is 0.15.
Yeah, which will be pretty much what that sort of subtank coil picture will have been as well. So, which is fair enough. Longevity, I think it'd be interesting to see. I think be interesting to see on longevity. I'm really trying to use a lot of these. What I found is the flavor seems to go through waves. It goes up and down. I'm at about 40 mil of juice with the Avenger one, which has a similar, very incredibly similar looking coil head to the Iniken one. I'm at 40 mil, and it sort of did a dip at 20 mil, or maybe didn't look good, and I wanted to plowed on, and it's come back to being okay. And I don't know what that's about, but yeah. So this is the new thing. A lot of companies are going to be doing it now, I think.
Todd says he's going to review it in 2020 because it takes him that long to get to 150 mil of juice.
Yeah, but I think Iniken have spotted that maybe not that many reviewers that thoroughly test subtanks before reviewing them.
God, no. Really?
That's my suspicion.
Wow. Well, I've kind of worked it out that if you've got somebody who's kind of like doing a review of an atomizer every 2 days, the most that they'll ever be able to use it for is 2 days.
Yeah.
Correct. You know, anyone that's capable of putting more than 5 reviews a week out is
you're lying.
I mean, by definition, you've spent 24 hours tops.
Yes. You can't. That's not a fucking test. You're not even broken in the first fucking coil.
I've got I got the iStick Pico S, which I showed you earlier on, the weird tube thing. I've got the Avenger, which is the talky one, and I've got the iJust 3 or whatever it's called. And all 3 of those have these new style coils. And I haven't put a review out yet because I'm taking them to work. I'm using them in the car. Anywhere I can. I'm just trying to get, because I only do 20 mils a big day for me. So I'm really, really trying to get through the juice just to test the longevity on these coil heads. And yeah, so, but that is the way it's going. Don't be surprised if you see a lot of these type of coil heads. And that's the claim. The claim is that they have superior longevity. So stay tuned.
But even then, looking at those pictures and you're saying about the coils, it's like if you stick Teleos experiment 1 in any fucking RT after about 15-20 mil, I don't care what it is, it'll look like somebody shat on it.
But I mean, why hasn't the cotton discolored at all? If you just
they're running juice with the same PG/VG ratio,
not necessarily the same flavor.
Entirely. They're running a clean juice through their new coil, so it has a good result.
But that in and of itself is just throws the whole science book out the window, doesn't it?
I will say, I think Todd's reviews might be over. It's just breaking news in chat. He said, "Hang on, you have to test them first." Fuck that.
Yeah, well, Mark knows how I feel about this, but we talk about this. I prefer to just guess, and he prefers to just test. But I think we come to the same conclusion 50% of the time.
It's stock coils as well. I mean, there's an inbuilt failure rate with the company has for these things. So if you get one shit coil and you test it through the first 30 mil and all of a sudden it fucks up, you've got no chance. You've got to do at least 5 coils, which now puts Mark at a record-breaking 750 millilitres of that tramp's piss that he vapes. It's got to be it's kind of like that. Kill him, poor lad. 750 mils of fucking grams. Oh my god.
It would be interesting to see how this goes. Obviously, reviews are flooding in for these things already, so we'll just have to wait and see how it goes. I think it's one of those things. I wanted to mention it just because a lot of people use sub-tanks out there. A lot of people watching use sub-tanks. I use sub-tanks when I go to work. It's much more convenient. I usually have an RTA and then a sub-tank as backup, but I've been trying to test these things. But the reason I mention it is a lot of people use sub-tanks, and don't be surprised if whoever you get yours from, this is what the coils start to look like in the next 2 months, because everyone seems to be making their own version of this. We went through a phase. Was it what was it called? The sort of plasticky, metally looking thing. Ceramic. Yeah, we went through a ceramic sub-tank phase, which was awful. But it's still stuck around a bit. So we will wait and see.
It kept on rebranding the same shit to try and get rid of it.
Yeah, but I don't know what will happen with this, and we'll have to wait and see. It's one of those where, just like the Penguin, do you remember the Penguin, the Joytip Penguin, where reviewers were saying it was all right, it got in the hands of vapors, and it was very, very 50-50.
It was shit.
You made the mistake of listening to a reviewer.
Well, we'll see. Well, let's see. But I just want to mention it because a lot of people use sub-tanks, and this is what the coil heads are going to start to look like more often than not.
I honestly don't think you have.
Let's shift along.
Sorry. Okay, I'm going to do the Hoff next. The Hall of Fame this week was sub-tank. Oh, where's the Hoff? Oh, yeah, I know where it is.
Oh, wow.
I think Mark's unfriended me on Facebook.
The Hoff. Here we go. Here we go. So this week's Hall of Fame was the sub-tank, the genuinely sub-ohm clearomizer scene. So we have done clearomizers before, and that, that was more to the Nautilus and EVOD and all that sort of scene. The Cleto had already made its way in through the back door of being also an RTA with its fantastic RBA. Imagine anyone watching this don't vape. Yeah. Okay. But so the Cleto had made its way in. We've done the sub tank, if you like, the non-sub tank, sub-ohm clearomizer. So this was the genuinely sub-ohm clearomizer scene, and we only put it up to date, but instantly there was a very clear pattern in people's nominations. These 5 were pretty much the only ones nominated. People really do seem to have got their head around what the Hall of Fame's all about, and these are all the sort of originals, barring 2.
Does anybody know which one came out first? Because I was stuck.
Yes, the Atlantis.
It was. I thought it was the Atlantis.
Only by
Yes.
like about 10 days.
Yeah.
That was my guess.
So yeah, apart from two of these which stand out for their flexibility, usability, and overall solidness, the three of them are very early sub-ohm clearizers. So top of the pile, 58 votes, the Kanga Sub-Tank Mini.
Yeah.
Which came out, I think, a week after the original Kanga Sub-Tank, didn't it? Because they literally launched they added like a 6 mil capacity and then the 3 mil capacity like straight away.
Yeah, and then they had the Mega after that. Then,
Yeah. And their coil heads were superior to the Aspire Atlantis, weren't they?
Yes.
They were a bit leaky, a little bit temperamental, but they were better flavour, weren't they? So the Kanga Sub-Tank Mini was top of the pile. Aspire Atlantis, again, I think a lot of people have gone for that on the fact it was first, it was market leading, if you like.
We've already said that 3 of the things in that poll used the same coil, which is the Aspire Atlantis, the Tobacco Super-Tank Mini used the same coil, and the Trillium used
one of them. Tobacco Super Tank Mini.
Yeah, the Super-Tank Mini is just a brilliant sub-tank.
Absolutely.
Because if you don't like one coil, you can put the next coil in, you can put the next coil in. I mean, there's about 6 brands that go in that tank.
Oh, it's in the tobacco and in the Trillium as well. I think the list close to about 30, 35.
Amazing. I mean, but actually they are actually really good tanks as well. So they're well put together. It's a good airflow, etc.
Glass. It's
I
got
will
glass.
say,
in the top film.
Schwartzy just said, I recently used the Atlantis coils in the billet box, amazingly average. And that's totally true because they're old. I mean, they're old.
The Atlantis had a rocky path, really, because I don't know if you guys remember, but about a month after they came out, people started doing tests on them. And there were some YouTube videos of them being very flaky. They hadn't used traditional cotton on the original Atlantis coil heads.
Yeah, they used it was
like a flax.
No, it's like a ceramic almost. It was a weird ceramic.
Yes,
Masty did a thing on plumes. God, that's going back a long time.
Yes, it really is.
He took it all apart and broke it down and did it on the tech time. And
they did change that, didn't they?
And they fixed that, and they fixed that. Had a massive resurgence as well. And they ended up producing about 12 variations of the coil head for that tank and all the other tanks that fitted the Atlantis. And then, like the Heracles was just basically a copy of the coil head. The coil heads were all, reusable across all the different tanks and all that. But I guess, obviously, and then so the Tobacco Super Tank, as we've said, very, very, very.
It's also got it's still got. Anybody that's used these will tell you that they're probably the best coils that you get for any of the super tanks, for any of the tanks now, the sub-ohm tanks.
And then the Trillium is on the list as well. I mean, that was quite a unique take on the whole thing, wasn't it? Because
it wasn't.
But they did it a different way. It was like the Kabuki, wasn't it? They took an existing coil head that was popular and they made a sort of classy wrapper for it.
Yeah.
When you say like the Kabuki, you mean exactly the same as.
Yeah.
Except the Kabuki was traditionally aimed at the Nautilus, and this was aimed at the.
Well, the Kabuki also worked pretty well with Provari because it had got the different connectors as well.
Yeah.
Yes, it had the P3. Yeah. But do you know what I mean? Though they didn't try to reinvent the coil head. They just made a classy looking case for it and put the same coil head in.
So do we get to choose what goes in?
We always get final say, but the people have said the Kanga Sub-Tank.
I'm happy. I think top 2 personally.
That's it's really tricky because
the Super Tank Mini doesn't exist without the top 2.
But they had clearly started making it.
But
I mean, we're only talking a week.
Coils, probably the best coils for any of them were due to the Super Tank Mini.
Oh, but it'd be a totally different list if the poll was which is the best sub-tank ever.
Oh yeah. This isn't which is the best sub-tank. This is the Hall of Fame. So
I think as a Hall of Fame, I'd go with the top 2. I think the third one.
I think it's the superior of the whole list is the Tobacco Super Tank Mini.
Oh yeah, it is. It is the best on the list, but it's not.
As the Hall of Fame, it's the top 2.
Yes.
for me.
Yeah.
Wait, what did everyone have? Did everyone have both? I had both.
I bought a sub tank as a kind of when I was an SV admin at the time, and I
meme.
felt I couldn't take the piss unless I bought one. So I bought one, and it was wank. And then I made an infamous meme, which was the sub tank wank.
Wanker,
Yeah, I did make that meme.
Oh,
Still
great.
stands.
Yeah, still.
Oh yeah, yeah. So
Brad, what did you have?
I had the Kanga.
Yeah.
Um,
It had square coil heads, didn't it?
yeah, and the only thing I managed to achieve with that was transferring liquid from the bottle to my pocket.
Yeah, it was brilliant at that.
It cannot get my vote for that alone. The Aspire got my vote.
It was a leaky
You
mother.
get the rebuildable head, which was shit.
If the temperature in the universe that you existed in went up 1 degree, no more juice in the tank.
It just pissed out the air holes. And I took it so far that with the Kanga, before I installed the coils, I would dismantle the center pin, the positive pin inside the coil, bolster up the insulation, and put the pin back in to prevent the leaking. It was such a pain in the arse to live with.
Yeah, mine was a leaky bitch as well. But flavour was amazing. Maybe the flavour was just good because it was so oversaturated all the time.
Yeah, exactly. The flavour was on point. The vape was great. It was just the bastard leaked like all fucking snow.
So are we unanimous the top two then?
Yeah.
Top two.
Yeah.
Contribution to vaping.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Safe bet.
Okay, top two. Send your complaints to craig.harrison@gmail.com.
No idea who the fuck that is. He might be that sniper.
Yeah, it is. But he likes to read stuff, so so send those there. That's the thing. I'm going to maybe take the time to talk properly about my RTA next week because there should be more news available on that. All I will say right now is there is a like page. I'll put it in the comments. I'm sure you're all aware because you've been spammed. But this is the stainless one, by the way. If this is brand new news to you,
Just
this
get
is
it over and done with.
There's a like page for this tank on the Facebooks, and I'll put a link to it in chat. The breaking news on this tank and the most up-to-date news on this tank is on that like page. You've hit like, you see the videos, you see the pictures, and you see the news on this tank there, and that's the best way to keep up to date with this tank. And it's the Savour RTA, which I've done with 3C Vape. And there we go. So a lot more on that next week, perhaps.
It's good.
It's that time, you know.
I need more.
Oh,
mojito.
let's do it.
I need more mojito.
It's not that time.
I was just being a dick.
I'm going to try and do this my way, and when it fails, I'm going to do it Rick's way.
Right, try it for tar bar. We're going to try and do it as quick as possible. Let's go. Quick.
Things that remind you of Big J, but they're not really Big J.
Oh, wait, we've got it.
Oh, you're not going to hear a fucking word of it.
Hey.
Hold on. It's coming. Don't worry.
Waiting for it. Oh,
try.
This is going to be the big man here to sing it for us.
Things that remind you of vaping, but they aren't really vaping at all.
Yes.
Right. So we've got Travava.
Yes.
Try
for tar bar.
Travava. Here we go. I don't know who's done what or anything like that. I'm not James.
It's gonna go. Oh, this was a really good one. This is a person who made it, and it looks like atomizers. Brilliant. Next one.
This one is by Alex Brewer.
Alex Brewer.
Okay, we need a symbol.
This one is Alex Brewer as well.
We're going to use this symbol as for when you see it's reaching. You've just got to go like this at the screen.
They can't see that because he's presented.
Oh no.
Yes, and the next one was Cannoli Vanilla, also by Alex
That just makes me
Yeah.
hungry.
I really need some food.
Yeah. I've
I'm
never had
not.
a cannoli.
Right,
I wanna try
you three are gonna have to go through these orally.
Yeah, that's
and I will go through these physically.
Okay.
Do it. Right.
Yeah.
Next one.
Chris Scott McKenzie.
Chris Scott McKenzie in his van of stuff. I like that one. That I think we'll have that CSM
Well, I wonder if he has candy in his van.
always, and a puppy.
And dog.
And a puppy. Yes.
And a puppy. Oh, this was reaching.
Yeah.
This was Tesla. If I'm
Nikola
not
Tesla.
The previous one was Alex. Oh, the CSM van was Austin. This one is Bob.
This is Bob, who didn't like
This just reminds me of my grandfather.
Yeah, but it is reaching because most people don't know that's Tesla, and which is why I did say it's reaching. And then he said he has got a coil of wire in his hand. I thought, well, that's still reaching. Next. What the fuck did that even say? Reliable
Richard.
Or reliable. Reliable Richard, we get that. That is a Richard, as in our very own Richard.
Now available in pull form.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Dead Rabbit Irish Whiskey, as same name as the Atomizer. I don't think that's reaching. That'd remind me of vaping.
Richard's probably reading the names out and he's muted.
Don't know. We'll go with it.
This one's Colin. Those were all Bob. This one's Colin.
I don't even get what that's supposed to be.
It says Trio, which I think is an E-Leaf mod, is it?
No, it's the bit at the bottom. It's a
It's
Vatar bar.
Vatar bar.
Yeah, it's a Vatar bar.
A Vatar bar. So it's the things that remind you of Triumph Vatar bar, but aren't really Triumph Vatar bar at all.
Yeah.
That's going to be a fucking long acronym.
That really is. I think you can have that. I'm not going to go reaching. Trio was reaching. That, a Vatar bar. Yeah, I'll have that. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, fair play. This one is David.
No.
No.
It is what it is, though. I mean,
what?
It's a laser cutter bit. And it reminds me of my mods.
that was Broccoli. This one is David Fitz.
That's nothing. It's about that. I like that one. It's a massive mod.
That is exactly what that is.
That is what that is.
Now, this one's controversial. This one's Frank. If I can show you this one.
The Frank Higgins.
Yep.
Oh, is this to do with
Oh, melting plastic.
that? Can somebody remind me why this became a thing? I saw something in past.
James is why it became a thing. James sold it to us. I quite like that. It's Frank telling the world about melting top caps, and your top caps should be made of stainless steel, not plastic, because they will melt.
Yes.
So yeah,
this is one of his classic rants, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's reaching because that blowtorch isn't really there.
It's reaching because of Photoshop on the flame.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, it's horrific. Anyway.
No, what the fuck is
It
that?
looks like Craig in about 30 years.
What? Oh, the mod. I didn't even see it. Yeah, I'll have that. That's not bad. It's an EVOD on top of an MPV. Like it.
Here we go. UKS.
UKS. Number plates. The number one.
The old number plates.
UKS number.
Fails.
This one is Yanni.
That's awful, that one. It's not even, doesn't remind me of vaping at all. It just reminds me of
It's literally got vapor on the box. What's your
No,
problem?
it hasn't. It's got a vapor.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no.
that.
It's ridiculous. You just go and do that with everything, couldn't you?
No, vapor's not written on everything.
It's not vapor, though, is it?
Give me a pen, I'll write it on shit.
And that kid, it looks exactly like he's well up for it. Like he's got
That's a different conversation, Richard. That's between you and your therapist.
I reckon he's got a jewel in his pocket.
And boots. You can get your VG from Boots.
You can get your boots VG.
I love to see a woman in boots or any chemist.
Jesus. Oh God.
That was me. That was mine. That came through the post. That is the worst leaflet anyone's ever seen.
God.
And this is reaching, and I agree. It was because it says Grove in the middle of it.
Are you gonna join, John?
definitely not. Somebody said to me,
How's that
"Oh,
the
you should
worst?
really
How's-
join."
That's not the worst. It's just a really badly designed one.
I think but the thing, I can't join something like that because anyone who knows me knows that I have I have no tolerance, and I would just do something unbelielievable.
You mate, have plenty of tolerance. What you don't have is a filter between your brain and your mouth.
Oh, people say that, but the funny thing is, a lot of people would say to my wife, "It's because he doesn't have a filter," and my darling Mrs. John will often tell people, "He does. He thought about it. He knew exactly what was going to happen." Anyway, that's true. That is absolutely true. I did think about it. I just thought it was funny. Right, that is reaching, and I did it, and I agree.
Right, next one's Blizzard.
That's all right. I'll have
Kind
that.
of a coil, isn't it? Kind of a
Yeah.
coil.
Looks like a shower hose.
Well, I don't know what it really is, Mick. If you're in chat, Mick, what is?
It's a men's bracelet.
Oh, is it a macelet?
A macelet.
A what?
I made that up. That's not a popular Argos.
I really fucking hope so, because I'm going to go checking now, and I bet it exists, doesn't it?
This
I want to
one.
grow
This
these
one
flowers
is.
so
This
badly.
one is the Moxon, I think.
What's that got to do with vaping?
I don't know, but
Well,
it's just freaky
You've
as
got
fuck.
till the advert break to decide.
The purple man.
Yeah.
Oh, is it probably?
Oh, the
with
fuck off! Things that remind you of Mark's 5 being a bullshit. Move on.
Sorry. This one is a thing.
Oh, that's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. That's all right. Cactus Jack. Yeah. I'll have it.
But why is Cactus Jack written on that thing?
It's gone
I don't
down.
know what it is.
Now,
That
what
was-
is that thing?
That was Nick Metalini.
I don't
This one,
We'll have it.
it's an e-cig, isn't it?
Yeah, that's an e-cig. Back
There's,
to
there's also a
tomorrow as
certain
well.
amount. It's also a certain amount of vaping around. The fact that that looks like a microphone in shot, which is like a classic look for a lot of vape tubers.
Absolutely. What is it really? Is it? I just trying to look at it. Oh, I thought it was a theremin or something. No, I don't know what it is.
It looks like a sci-fi type thingy jobby. kind
That
of
was Volker
thing.
sent that one, and this one is this one.
Circa 1977.
Yes.
Next one is Warren Cash. This is the last one of this week.
It was probably
Ooh,
Blake's.
Cash. That's a mod. Definitely a mod with an atty on top. I'm up for that.
What is it really though?
Fucking idea.
Don't know. It's on Amazon.
And he's got 6 things in his basket that he's debating buying.
Yeah.
At 5:20, he's like, I don't know.
Just before clocking off from work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I don't give a
5
shit. What do you
things.
think?
I don't think I've bought 5 things in total from Amazon.
I'm going to buy it before 6, so I get delivery tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If,
like it.
If Warren's around, if he's watching on catch up or whatever, I would love to know what that really is. Put in the comments of the video or in chat if you're in chat. What is that? I could spend the rest of my life and not know what that is.
No.
Don't do that. Don't do that, because he won't tell you now.
Right, we're going on to Troll of the Week.
Oh. That's me as well.
Yeah, and we were promised a good one. So we have you set the bar.
Oh yeah, I shouldn't have said that. Okay, well, what I meant by a good one was
I will say it's a very weird out of body experience sitting on a show with a guy who went into a hairdresser's and said, "Could I have this haircut?" It is the weirdest thing ever.
I asked the same thing, but they said, "No, sorry, you've got too much hair."
Oh, that's pretty good. Well done, fuckface.
They didn't shave my forehead big enough, but
Yeah.
next time.
Yeah, they said give it 20 years and ask again.
Oh, I will say,
Like
please.
lost bands and
There was a joke. Colin, our dear Colin, made a joke the other day, and a couple of Omis jumped in to defend my honour. I was like, about my forehead. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Do what you like. It's fine. Don't bother me. No need to defend my honour. If you want to go on me, mum, give me a text. I'll see if I can sort it out.
Right. Here we go. Troll of the Week. This is the first one. This was sent
Oh,
by
shit.
James Blythe.
Ooh.
This
Oh,
one.
that was very good.
Thinking of buying 12-year-old Scotch. Does it live up to the hype? Let her buy her own Scotch, you paedophile. Number 2, this was sent by Jib. Again, a very sarky response. John, can you read that one out?
Yeah. Why is there a coyote on the bus? Probably because you can't fucking drive, Karen. I quite like that.
And one from my very own channel, of which I'm heavily furnished on a regular basis.
Wow, that's just.
I'll do him, you do you then.
Hey, go on then.
Hate looking at your ugly face.
Sorry, it's mandatory.
I
I,
that you liked his comment.
after commenting that, I felt like I missed an opportunity there because I want to know which vape reviewer's faces he genuinely enjoys looking at. He's obviously got some faces he's into.
Yeah, a lot of face for your money with Mark, didn't you, Mr. Todd?
Yep.
A lot of face.
Yeah, you do.
So,
that's true.
Time spent, a lot of face.
I'm not the most handsome of the vape reviewers, but I don't think there's any standouts.
I still would, Richard.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't think. I mean, there's some proper ugly fuckers doing vape reviews.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I would only say I'm a halfway up that.
I think you're doing all right. I'd say you're in the upper echelon of that person.
Yeah, I would say I'm in the top 30.
Yeah, upper echelon. I'm top 5. Top 5, mate. Somebody just reminded me. Did I miss John's juice reveal, which I didn't fucking do, which is the company I actually work for. I ordered it today, so it's going to be on the way very shortly, and very shortly we are going to have the 3 liquids from Black Box are going to be available at justadnick.com.
Wow.
They are on the way. It should be on the way tomorrow. So expect 7 days, about ish.
What are they?
Yeah,
the 3
profiles.
flavors. The 3 flavors. I'm going to name. I know what flavors they are, but I've got to
toe the party line.
I want to know the names because they're not.
This show did have standards, didn't it?
They're not the name. You know.
No.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, and no. Yes.
So you've got Onyx, which is churros flavor. If you've ever had churros, and vanilla ice cream. Pearl, which is breakfast cereal.
That's the one I hammered, isn't it?
It is the one you hammered at Vape Jam. And the last one is white gold, which is butterscotch candy.
Ooh.
So there are 3. So Onyx, Pearl, and white gold. They are the 3 that are coming shortly across from California. They should be here in about 7 days, I would say. Give or take it on the post.
Nice.
Black Box on the way.
Right on time.
Right. I think we're done at 2 hours and 4 minutes.
Right, let's.
Nobody got it.
So, okay, let's just take this opportunity to interact with our viewership.
Fuck you all.
Says that Zophie's the best looking vape reviewer. I would strongly disagree.
I don't even know who that is.
Oh, God.
I think Scott's got a thing about it.
Yes, Scott's a good looking chap. Scott's
Big, massive as well.
Yeah.
Simon Watson's in chat as well.
I would be the small spoon in a Scotch sandwich.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah,
I'd be the ham.
Vinny, a bit of a sexy beast.
Vinny's got a shout from Ian Thomas. And Andy Fairchild says Earl's a winger.
Oh, right. Somebody saying Lolita Holloway. Didn't Black Box sample Lolita Holloway? Who was it who sampled Lolita Holloway?
That must be why that was
Funny.
mentioned in chat now.
Damn it. What are we looking for? Good looking vape reviews?
No, we're just generally interacting with chat. We're supposed to
Matt Cully.
We get criticised for not interacting with chat. Matt Cully, what?
Yeah, I mean, he's waxing us as a sexy looking dude.
He's punching though, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Not getting involved in that.
Oh, Matt. Oh. He looks good.
He
in
knows
live,
he's
bro.
punching. It's
No.
not this. I'm not surprised him with what I just said.
No.
Okay. So Schwartz is in there, Austin's in there, Darren's in there, Hugh's in there, John's in there, Simon, Mick, Matt, everyone's in there. Thanks for coming. Mark, Todd, obviously, as always. Moochie for splashing in
Yeah.
like he does. Go
Ah,
check out
yeah.
Mooch on
Right.
YouTube's if you've not already. That's it.
Yeah, I'll stick the atomizer in the post sometime.
Mr. Fairchild.
Yes, Mr. Fairchild.
Next week, on next week's show, we have an exclusive interview with Boris Johnson. We are talking to Vanessa May about violins.
That's totally true. I'm not here next week because I hate Vanessa May. So
John's not here.
Why?
I hate
And
her.
Rick is
I
going to
thought it
whistle.
was Theresa May and violence.
Oh, it's just both. Anything to do with Mayors.
Fair.
And James will be back. James Blythe, who has been sorely missed this week, will be back. So, if nothing else, that is reason to tune in.
I might be back again at some point.
And Craig is going to be a regular special guest from now on. So stay tuned.
That makes my heart warm and fuzzy.
I know. I don't. I just think your fucking standards have dropped.
Right.
Well,
Anyway, thank you very, 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 very much for watching. We have been the Ideal Home Show, and they will see you next Thursday.
See you next Thursday.